Thank you for your patience. We'd like to go on to the second presentation. The topic will be Transformation to a New Management Style. The speaker will be our Senior Executive Vice President, Dr. Shibutani. Dr. Shibutani, the floor is yours. Please go ahead, sir. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us at NTT IR Day. We appreciate your kind attendance. I would like to talk about transformation to a new management style. Before I start, I would like to express my sincere sympathies to the many who have contracted the COVID-19 virus around the world. Because of COVID-19, people are forced to experience inconvenience. But on the other hand, remote work and online mechanism has really begun to take root, and now they're supporting the lives of the citizens. So that is another aspect of COVID-19. To be more specific, on an individual basis, delivery services are now being utilized, and using EC sites for shopping has also sprung up, and also video transmission sites has also spread. Also, as far as the corporate side is concerned, roughly 70% of our employee base are now working on a remote basis. So very rapidly, remote work style has really taken root. Also in Japan, digital agency was established. So remote telemedicine, remote education, and also application for subsidies should be done more on online basis. If this online process could have spread further, then I think more rapid response to these issues could have been possible. I think there's an increasing recognition of that among the people. So going forward, should there be pandemic or should there be large-scale disasters in the future? Well, based on such assumption, we believe that we will see acceleration of a society where there is more online procedure. So as a telecom industry, as a telecom company, as an ICT company, we would like to offer and promote remote work in a very robust manner down the road. Then without further ado, I'd like to talk about the promotion of remote work. So working from home. Are we going to continue to work from home when we talk about promotion of remote work? You might think that is the case. But actually, that is not all. From two perspectives, I would like to talk about this topic, if I may. The first, not everything. Well, creating remote work where people can work from anywhere and any place. And also automation and standardization of work through DX. In other words, you'll be able to have productive and secure work no matter wherever you are. And last but not least, we need diverse mechanisms where people can work from anywhere. We need more inclusive workplace. That type of mechanism should be created. That is our effort when we create remote work mechanism. So that is the first major point which I wish to share with you. The other point is this. We use the term work in life. This is something which we are raising. So work-life balance, where if you choose work, then life will be sacrificed. But that philosophy needs to be changed. Both work and life should be fulfilling. So that is what we would like to provide as a health management, by providing such an environment, more open environment, whereby global talent could be recruited. We want to be able to recruit innovative talent. We want to incentivize these type of talent to work in our company. That is the company which we are aiming for. So these are the two thoughts that I have in mind. So today, as time is limited, I would like to talk about how, as we promote remote work, we'll be promoting three major initiatives. So I want to highlight these three initiatives from my end. The first will be general improvement. The objective for general improvement is that you're able to work from anywhere. You'll be able to work from anywhere. Very comfortable, productive environment should be provided, and also the environment should be very secure. So in other words, anyone can work from anywhere, any place, anywhere, at any time. That is what we would like to provide. That is our objective. So through this, for example, people who are raising children, who have to nurse their parents, and people who have to relocate. or people who live in regional communities, even with people with handicap, will be able to work in a very robust manner. And then what type of environment does this entail? I would like to give in-depth explanation as to what environment which we have in mind. Ordinarily, in this session, you install VPN, and that connects you to the company, and you'll be able to work. I think that is the ordinary remote work. But in our remote work, as you can see on this chart, we are providing a lot of different initiatives, and a lot of different factors have been factored in. At the root, the underlying thought is this. Otemachi was the only office, but from that type of philosophy, anywhere, all the place should be considered as a workplace. And you should be able to work freely in any environment. That is the type of system that we would like to provide. So for that purpose, you need optical fiber, you need 5G network, and also you need Wi-Fi. Through various networks, you should be seamlessly connected, and the devices should be device-free, be it PC, smartphones, tablets. Various devices should be utilized, so it should be device agnostic. And also, all work and application should be stored on cloud, which means that people around the world will be able to access information. And also, in the case of video conferencing, with regard to such services, we will have a unified system, which means you'll be able to connect to anyone through the video conferencing system. One other major point is the so-called zero trust. In such an environment, if you are to work in such an environment, for each session, it's important that there be very robust security. Which devices are behaving in what manner, that should be detected at all times. And also, if there's something dubious going on, then through the behavior detection, you should be able to extrapolate that and should be able to separate out any dubious activities. That type of system should be provided. So no matter where you are, you should be safe. There should be convenience in your access. That is the environment which we are going to facilitate. So we aim to come by fiscal year 2020. And so the environment for workers in the office environment will be completed by the end of fiscal year 2020. That is our target. Now, on the other hand, what we are attempting is this. Even among our people, we have also the so-called essential workers. For example, we have 30,000 people working at our call centers, and they're responsible for customer information. And that is why they're not able to work from home. We had to abandon the idea of working from home because they handle delicate customer information. But then the Class CT on the left-hand side, this is connection with Amazon, a remote cloud call center. We established such a remote call center. So therefore, with regard to customer management information, by providing a certificate, you'll be able to have access from home, and information that you're accessing from home. It's a possibility that your family members could be viewing this, so you should introduce digital watermark. And if there is a peeping, so-called peeping, then the screen will not be displayed. And also, you make efforts toward the log. So right now, call center work can be done on a remote basis, working from home. And by the end of this fiscal year, starting from NTT East, we will start this, and we would like to expand that to NTT West and NTT Docomo so that call center operations could be done at home. That is what we would like to do as well. Another thing that we are attempting, again, another population of essential workers is as follows. That is actually the so-called on-site work, people who carry out on-site operations. In the case of utility poles, 12 million, and also 7 million covers, and also more than 200,000 base stations and 7,000 phone stations, telephone offices. We had to have people on site. They had to manually check and also take photos themselves and identify where the degradation took place. All this had to be manually. We rely on the human personnel. So there are a lot of work remaining which had to be done on site. But now we have done that. We have done away with that. So by using mobile mapping system, by having the car run around, high-resolution GPS information could be utilized, and also image information could be provided, and also you'll be able to capture all the just bending and cracks through the data. So any degradation in these facilities could be captured, and based on that data, you'll be able to have automated design work as well. And we're now promoting such remote work. And also with regard to utility poles, we're now using drones to capture images for utility poles. And this mechanism is now done in conjunction with information processing facility company. So together with 60,000 members of construction companies who are working, and by 2025, we believe all these intensive operations could be reduced by 50% by fiscal year 2025. And also, as you see on the top, by developing a database, these order work, design work, and all drawing works could be done remotely, which means that we will be able to eliminate paper. So therefore, a lot of reduction can be expected for personnel that are required on site. And one other point that I wish to share: this mechanism can be shared with gas companies, power companies, as well as water infrastructure companies. So it could be spread to such other companies. So society as a whole, if this society as a whole could introduce this, they will be able to make significant contribution to the society. Next, the second point, I'll talk about promotion of DX. On a remote basis, if we had to do remote work in an efficient manner, then we need the Tochigi Prefecture basis or the Yamanashi Prefecture model. Right now, NTT so has to use totally different styles and formats, which means that we cannot do this in a unified manner. So as you see on the bottom layer, we need to standardize and automate the processes. With this, they'll be able to create a database. They'll be able to connect that, share that, and then utilize such database. By doing so, this will be connected with your customers and partners. By connecting that, connected supply chain will be created. Connected value chain will be created, which means that new values could be created. So this will be done in package format with remote work. That is what we are pursuing. So if I could explain to you what type of initiatives we are pursuing more specifically, this is the standardization and automation. 3 points. First is ID and codes will be globally standardized. That is what we have done. For example, customer information, services ID, and also facilities information, and also fixed assets and ID of the fixed assets. So ISO, by standardizing with such international standards, no matter which company you are using the same similar codes and common codes. The second is standardization of business process. So consolidation of business process will be conducted. So in order to pursue remote work, if you have many different business processes, you cannot have efficiency. For example, in the case of ERP, if you do this with ERP, fit to standard can be utilized. So the current business processes could be simplified and could be made more efficient and could be integrated. That is what we are doing.
3つ目がですね。
And the third is master data governance. If master data is not clean, then the work using the master data will be erroneous. Therefore, the master data part need to be cleaned up. And this, we will also use the global standard operational architecture, front, back, and facilities. We have clarified the data, and each of the data will be renewed. And inventory will be shipped from customer front. We completely divide into 3 layers, and data linkage 3 API. Master data will be kept clean, and operational flow will flow smoothly. And once we have this, the next is connecting, sharing, and utilizing data. The point here is our sandwich strategy. The first is the interface side, the side which is for gathering information. How can we gather data in an accurate manner? The second is the utilization of the data side, the management data or the accounting type of data or the data that each workplace may want to look at. Different types of data are required. We need to have good, clear data definition. So from the dashboard side, we create the data. And then the secured data will be gathered in between. And in the interface cross-part or existing telephone customer management system exists. This is a custom system. This we will not touch upon, but this includes the customer information and line information. And this has to be moving into the SAP and standard systems. And we will use Data Hub to connect between the two, so there can be smooth flow. So this tended to be rather technical. I want to explain with a specific example. This is the so-called Michael Porter's value chain. The left is upper part, procurement, upstream, and to the right is the value provided to customers. And upper is main activities, and bottom is the support activities. As you can see, procurement, logistics, construction, and then in sales and applications to SMEs, to consumers, and from application installation to invoicing. And then we have payments, invoices, maintenance. We defined 10 operational processes like this. And we have been working on automation, standardization, and DX, and breaking down all the operations. There are about 230 processes out of the 10, out of which have about 109 we think we can automate. By 2025, we will raise productivity 70%. We think this is visible. I want to raise one specific example. Here, the red processes for SMEs and SOHO. Currently, according to the SME agency, there are various statistics, but out of the 4.2 million SMEs and SOHOs that exist today, and there are companies left behind in DX, and even in COVID pandemic environment, there are companies suffering and having difficulties. And these companies, although there can be various services available, they cannot understand well, and they don't know how services can be used. There are needs. In the past, we used to have replace sales. That is when there were replacement needs. We visited customers and physically in person. But using this kind of human wave tactics, we could only respond to about 1/10 of the customers. How can we work in a hands-off manner as much remotely with customers? And to these SME customers, how can we deliver services? And how can we flow orders to installation automatically with zero touch? We need to rebuild our flows. This is the big social challenge. And so inclusive of consolidation of the database, and we conducted TOB of Docomo, but now we have business D account, that is unified IDs amongst businesses starting with July. And next is marketplace will be operated from December, which means we can reach 50 times the number of customers compared to the past. And then we want to achieve 140 billion additional revenues by 2025. The point is, as shown at the bottom in small type, the platform and database mechanism can be with other partners, for instance, settlement with various financial institutions, and with service, attendance management, and business card management and accounting softwares, they can be held. So we will use collaboration partners' products in our delivery. Therefore, we can expand the business and customer base of our partners. This is one key highlight that we are building. In this way, we will make the business operation online and zero touch. So wherever employees work with high quality, with high productivity, work can be implemented. Finally, re-examination of systems. The point here is, conventionally, people were expected to come into offices, and commuting had to be difficult and had to work 9 to 5 as basic working hours. And as the company told the employees, had to be assigned to different workplaces and assignments. This has been the conventional work culture. But now we are taking the lead. We want to completely change. The choice of workplace and residence should be by the individual, although the workplace may be different. And working hours, for example, if an employee has young children and have to take children to childcare using certain hours, then instead of working these hours, other hours can be used for working. And for career challenges, various application driven by the individual's initiatives should be possible. We will change 180 degrees. And we have written down conduct risk. For instance, in the facility, on-site operations, changing the operation flow and changing the business flow for SME business. If we standardize and automate workflow, there will be much less security risk because people will not be taking paper with them, and there will be operational flow, and there will be no information leak. And in the past, by making settlements on my own, it could have been possible to commit fraudulent work, but conduct risk is secured. We have, by design, fraud prevention. I want to explain about some of the points. The big pillar, the number one pillar is choice of workplace and residence. As shown in the gray, over the past 2 years, we have built the systems. Remote work is possible, unlimited, and commuting allowance will be paid in actual. For remote work, there will be stipends, and now we have super flex time system, so there will be no core time. People can work any hours they want, but whether people will really use these systems, the company needs to encourage. And the culture of the company should change so that these systems can be flexibly be incorporated and be used. We need to change the company culture. Therefore, as shown in the 4 oranges, we made it no need for relocations and non-accompanied assignments. And we also decentralized the organization, and we expanded satellite offices, maybe for people who may find it difficult to work at home with small children. We have the environment too. And office space can be much less with these initiatives, but we don't simply want to reduce the office space. We want to expand amount of space per person in the office. And when people do come to the office, we will have space for idea creation and co-creation. The new office shape and image will be pursued. And here are some specific examples. Here is NTT East Japan's initiatives from this fiscal year. Area free efforts. Why is NTT East successful? Because NTT East was most concentrated in working in Tokyo. There has been most standardization. Therefore, now with decentralization, efficiency will not come down. For one thing, 24 jobs were selected, and in fact, people in the regions or localities were doing headquarters of work such as accounting and so forth. And what happens when work was done remotely? Attempts are made and tests are made, and once these are verified, we will spread further. And decentralization of organization, including head offices and back office, in line with the business needs, we will distribute regional revitalization business bases to the regional areas as well. For example, Obihiro Cattle Raising University, there are various wonderful efforts, and Hakodate Mirai University is leading edge. And in Nagasaki, rice growing. In these locations, we want digital leading edge initiatives, and there are already leading edge digital initiatives ongoing in the various localities, and we will work together with them. And green energy was mentioned earlier, and together with the local governments that will promote green energy, we will make the entire town green and make such attempt the core for the locality. We are starting with these attempts. And the other is, as shown on the left and bottom, the BCP perspective. This time with COVID pandemic, resilience is important, and there is now greater awareness about the importance of resilience. In Kanto and in Sendai, we have BCP facilities. But when there is a big earthquake in the Tokyo metropolitan area, can BCP automatically quickly rise up? Not necessarily, not enough. We need to reinforce our efforts. And finally, re-examination of the office environment. In the case of NTT East, with Shinagawa redevelopment, 3,000 people had to lease again a new place. And taking advantage of that occasion now, there is review of the new office being reviewed. Next, about choice of careers. Job-based employment system is being introduced to managers and job offering systems. These have been done from the past, but from the company side, we will further encourage so as to develop autonomous career development system. We will actively recruit foreigners and external personnel to 30%. We will also advance promotion of female managers and directors. We will increase to more than double today. And we will also develop global management personnel, 40, 50 people to be assigned every year to the various business fronts worldwide. We will have them be truly developed. And this is the summary slide. As I have just explained, remote work will be the basis, and we will develop the working environment. We will standardize work. We will promote DX, and we have been reviewing various systems. And now, as a result, as you can see here, we are promoting working life health management, and we want to change into an innovative business operations. Finally, I want to raise just one more thing. Today, in the interest of time, internal remote work and DX were explained, but these initiatives can be rolled out to customers, can be applicable to customers. We want to strongly support customers' DX. And for the Japanese society of the future and the cities, how vulnerable they are to disasters and COVID, it was realized. And developing decentralized society is the key in our mind. So, based upon remote work experience this time, we want to provide our experiences and know-how. And IOWN, that has been mentioned earlier, is low latency and disaggregated computing basis. And to support the society, we want to expand the remote work activities. And from the investors, I seek your attention. Thank you very much. This is all from me.